hearts are probably still racing, right?
I'm upset because I told you I didn't want to give an opening statement and you ignored that.
Bayern coach Thomas.
After 24 games, then you deserve that, and that's Bayern. And
Dortmund midfielder.
we played a great season, but it doesn't help us. We are just second.
Some players have won it for the 11th time in a row. Some, like me, have won it for the first
Bayern
time.
defender
And I think
Matthew
everybody
Delight.
was happy, was really surprised also that we still won it.
Still, it is not the kind of season where we can say it all ended well and just sit back and expect things to get better. We cannot be satisfied with the season.
Yeah.
We had it in our own hands. It was more on us today than on Bayern.
Sporting
However,
director of
when they finish in the top spot
Dortmund.
at the end, then you have to congratulate Munich. For the Bundesliga though, it's still sad for the 11th time in a row this club becomes champion. May I add one last thing? It was a long season, and even though there's no happy ending, it was a pleasure working with you, and we will try again next season.
34 match days to do it. In the past Bundesliga season, there were a few players in a winning category of their own. Sebastian Aller, Marco Richter, and Timo Baumgartel.
Welcome back to the Bundesliga.
Derailed by a testicular cancer diagnosis, they all battled back in truly heroic style.
And that is a terrific moment.
Three special individuals who can serve as an inspiration to many others. Dortmund signed him as their new frontline leader, but within weeks of his arrival, Sebastian Aller received the upsetting news of his cancer diagnosis.
Sebastian left us yesterday evening. He's having further tests today in Germany. We've our fingers crossed for him and his whole family, that he gets well again as soon as possible.
A shock, above all for Aller himself. But right from the off, the 28-year-old Ivory Coast international adopted a positive approach.
At the end, it's just life. It can happen to everyone. So, no matter which challenge you have, it's the same. You have only one way. If you want to succeed, it's just don't close your eyes and think it's a dream. It's just, face it and go forward. That's the only way.
Hertha Berlin's Marco Richter and Timo Baumgartel of Union also face the same challenge.
It's hard to address the subject of death at 26. Generally, it's just not on your radar. In our society, cancer is always associated with death. So you're thinking about who you'll leave behind.
The Berlin-based duo could also lend Aller fresh hope. Richter, diagnosed early enough to be spared chemotherapy, was good to go by the end of August against Dortmund.
Nice to see number 23, Marco Richter, back on the pitch.
I'm just grateful. I'm emotional like my mum, so when the fans were chanting my name, I was pretty close to tears. But yeah, I feel really, really good.
Richter's swift return was also welcomed by the opposition. Timo Baumgartel was making rapid strides as well. In mid-September, the central defender re-entered the competitive fray.
A warm ovation from these adoring fans.
In my room during chemotherapy, this was the vision, being out on the pitch again, and it's for everyone out there battling cancer.
Sebastian Aller very much included. 6 tough months working towards his fairy tale comeback.
Allah! Joyous! Utterly joyous!
With 9 goals and 3 assists, Aller helped fire Dortmund within touching distance of the title, only to then miss a vital penalty in the decider against Mainz.
Dortmund's miracle man sees his sparking save.
But some life experiences put even a lost championship into perspective.
I think we are lucky to do what we do, and no one is safe. It can happen something to everyone at any moment, so that's why we need to realize to enjoy every moment.
Marco Richter, Timo Baumgartel, and Sebastian Aller, 3 absolute heroes of the Bundesliga season. And now for a story of a dream come true.
Union Berlin have qualified for the Champions League for the first time in their history. They'll play amongst Europe's best next season. Their story is as unique as it is unbelievable.
We've always been Champions League for celebrating. Ultimately, we got quite a lot right.
Christopher
Not just the team, the whole
Kimmel.
club. Otherwise, it wouldn't happen.
Union Berlin, from the serene southeastern district of Köpenick. A small club who'll be taking on some huge names next season. The latest fairy tale turn realized 4 years to the day after they first won promotion to the Bundesliga.
Say hello to the new kids on the Bundesliga block. Union have been promoted.
Aufstiegsspiel gegen Stuttgart. That playoff against Stuttgart, the way the crowd fired us up. The atmosphere those fans can generate here at the Alte Försterei, it's incredible.
Union Berlin won their first ever top-flight derby against Hertha, setting the tone for the years to come. This season past, they beat their relegation-bound city rivals at home and away. As for the Bundesliga's very best, they too had their difficulties at Union's home fortress in the woods.
Becker has scored
Union went top of the table in early September and stayed there for the next 7 match days. Dortmund, beaten, Gladbach, Cologne and Wolfsburg likewise. And the fans, these loud and loyal diehards, many of whom had accompanied them all the way up from the 5th tier, they could hardly believe it either.
We get our tickets and be up there on the terrace, never imagining that 20 odd years later we'd be playing in the same league as Bayern. Not even in our dreams.